Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Sunday Sessions with Nathan. In today's topic of the video, I'm going to be talking all about identity. Why is identity important? How we can cultivate a stronger identity, and how we can use our identity to navigate ourselves through life. So without further ado, let's get stuck in today's topic of the video. So why is having an identity important? Well, first and foremost, identity is a sense of self. Having a strong identity means we understand ourselves well. We understand who we are. We understand our goals. We understand our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, our hobbies, all that kind of jazz. It gives us a better picture of how we perceive ourselves. And it gives us a more solid ground to stand in when, people criticize us, people are negative towards us, and people just say stuff that doesn't align with who we are. It also has, negative connotations too. Having a really too rigid identity means that you're a bit inflexible, you can't really see outside the box. But for the most part, having an identity means you have a strong backing, you back yourself, you understand yourself, and you know who you are and where you want to go. And I think having those features and those traits is very admirable because a lot of the times people don't really think for themselves. And I find this to be true in certain circumstances where they're relying on other people for guidance. They're relying on other people for advice. There's nothing wrong with asking for opinions, but at the end of the day, your decisions should be determined from you. You should make the final say on what goes on in your life because they say you are responsible for all of the decisions in your life. And I wholeheartedly believe this. At the end of the day, you can ask for guidance, you can ask for assistance, but the person that has to be comfortable with the decision is the person that makes the decision, which is yourself. And this kind of comes back to having a strong identity, having the courage to stand up for yourself, knowing yourself, and understanding yourself. So you may be asking, well, how do I cultivate a strong identity? Well, I think the main thing when it comes to cultivating a more strong identity is to start doing hobbies or start doing things which align with what you want to do. Now, you may not find something that you enjoy, but a lot of the times, if you're unsure of what you want to do, my advice is to do a lot of new things. Try out new hobbies, try out new classes. You can pick up salsa classes, yoga classes, boxing classes, mixed martial art classes, anything that you've always wanted to try out, but you've never had the courage, you kind of feared stepping out of your comfort zone. A lot of these things you don't know until you actually give it a shot. So I think by having these hobbies, these goals, these passions of yours, really allows you to define yourself in a more light that you want to define yourself in. A lot of the times, society dictates to you that you should be doing this, that, or whatever people say. But at the end of the day, if your identity is determined by how other people think or how other people perceive you, then you're not going to be on solid ground. It's like trying to plant a tree, but the soil that you're planting it on is watery and it's runny. Whilst if you have a solid foundation, building anything from the ground up is very easy because you have a solid base to lean on. So I guess building up an identity just comes down to finding hobbies or finding things that you enjoy, actively pursuing those things, reflecting on how those things make you feel. If they make you feel good and you feel like you can contribute to a community or you love the environment, then I think it's a great way to, understand yourself in a new light, potentially paint yourself a new picture, which obviously changes how you perceive yourself. That also feeds into formulating a new identity and making identity stronger. So I guess the main point that I want to make in terms of this is identity is fluid. You can obviously change your identity over the course of your life. But the main point is having a strong identity is important. And this kind of ties on to the next point. Having a strong identity is great because it allows you to weather the storms in a lot of instances. And what I mean by this is sometimes in life, shit hits the fan, literally and physically. But in this case, having a strong identity gives you that solid foundation you need. I think in my case, in my life, a lot of the times when things have gone wrong and things have just kind of not gone the way that I want it to go, having that backing of my own self and knowing myself, knowing my strengths, knowing my weaknesses, really gave me the courage to go at new things, to try new things, to give it another shot. because at the end of the day, your relationship with yourself sets the relationship with other people. So if your soul is not strong, how can other people rely on you to go and do what you've said you're going to do? So I think for the most part, your identity really sets the tone for how others perceive you, but more importantly, how you perceive yourself. I guess at the end of the day, you decide on your hobbies, you decide on your friends, and you decide on your environment. And it's very critical to pick these things that nourish, make you stronger, and make you become the person that you've always wanted to become. So be careful of the things you involve yourself in. Be strategic with your identity. Try new things. Get out of your comfort zone. And before you know it, you'll have a more solid backing and a backing that feels right for who you are and where you want to go. So I hope you learned something new about identity. As always, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Like and comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. Peace.